Well, you saw my script, right? You saw how fast I typed. It is a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County, am I right? Y'all make some noise. You know, especially when I have a completed speech right in front of me, get to go off script if I want to make my whole team nervous about what I'm going to say, or maybe something I may announce that they don't know about yet. You think after several years of me getting on Facebook comments or standing behind podiums like this one here, that they'd be used to it by now. But guess what? They're not. I'm going to do my best to stay on script today because I've got 13 pages, but don't worry because it's very large print. I'm too embarrassed to wear these glasses here, although I spent at least $5 at Walgreens to buy them. But it's really a great day to stand in front of you and talk about something that I truly love. And most of you know what that is. It's this city and our community. I want to thank the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce for hosting this annual event and all the sponsors for making this possible. I see Jessica starting to blush now because this is usually where I make some funny comment about her, but I'm not going to do it today because her husband's there and we've already had that conversation. But I want to thank you for bringing us all here together, a group of people and organizations that made the intentional decision to do what God did for me, and that was to choose Macon. And they're doing all they can do to help make others make the same decision. Now, if you see me turn the page, you'll see me do it 13 times and know I'm about through. It's a great day to stand here following an amazing weekend in Macon. An amazing weekend in Macon. From a sold-out CC whining show right here in this auditorium. Right? You can say amen. Because I was right there, sitting in my seat, couldn't see anything because everybody else was standing in front of me. So what did I do? Get up just like everybody else. You know what she announced that day? She said, you know what? My heart is blessed. We announced Macon-Bibb County on our show, and it sold out within 24 hours. That's the Macon I know and love. And things are happening. We didn't just stop there. We had a show at the auditorium. We had a car show with packed cars. We had an exciting Magnolia soapbox derby that we always have. Lots of folks having a great time. Lots of cool cars. A few good crashes, by the way. So, things are going well. We had this thing called the Rhythm and Jazz, the new Front Porch Fest, to the Mother's Nest Stroller Strut. I saw my mother's stroller strut girl here somewhere. You can't miss her. She's got bright yellow and a hat on right there. To our fireworks program, to, yes, our 1-year anniversary of the Otis Redding Center for the Arts. That's right. There was almost too much happening to get it all done in just one weekend. But I hope that you were able to make some of those events. If not, I know we'll have a lot more events coming in the future. And I want to thank people who keep these events going year after year. I know it's very hard to do. Many on our own staff use their volunteer time to do wonderful things like the Bragg Jam and the Cherry Blossom Festival. And that's what's making Macon. You see, if there's something I learned after all these years as a student growing up here, years helping my mom roll her coins from Shoney's, something I used to enjoy doing. You know what? Those pennies I used to roll and those quarters and dimes, we may not have those anymore, right? Things go by. From the 7 elementary schools that I went to, many of which we had to consolidate when I became a school board member. Years of owning a small business in different industries, whether it be restaurants, beauty salons, I know you can tell that one, catering, real estate, years of helping young student athletes get the training and opportunity they need to move on through my sports training facilities. Years in volunteers in my son's school, both of them. Years as an attorney helping people navigate our legal system, hence, thanks Lester. Years working next to a superintendent to improve education for all of our children, and seeing great strides occur despite what people may say. And now in my sixth year, working alongside each of you on our projects, our initiatives, our construction, on planning, and of course, celebrating our wins and learning from our challenges. What I've learned so far is no matter what we do, no matter how we think, what we think needs to happen, no matter the challenges placed before us, is how we overcome them. The one thing we keep on the forefront is all about the people around us. That we're all connected to each other, no matter how much we agree or sometimes we disagree, right, Commissioner? No laughs there. We do not live and work and play and love and fight. I can do those things. And grow just on our own. We do it all together, and that's what makes Macon the place that it is. When the Knight Foundation hosted the former Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, here in February, you know what he talked about? He talked about how the plague of loneliness in our country, and one way that it can be battled is by strengthening connection and rebuilding our community. Think about that. If you're counting, that's page 5. But here in Macon, despite forces working separate to try to separate us, to pit us against each other, we've had long been fighting to remain connected with each other, to support each other, to maintain and strengthen our sense of community. This past year, none other, though it has been difficult for many people and for many different reasons. It's not in the script, but I just had a man's name pop up in my head, and that was Ron Shipman. You know, today would have been one of those days that Ron and I had a good conversation, and he would cheer me on before I got up here. And that's just the type of person he was. And I can't help but think about the encouragement he would have gave me. You know, projects come and go, people come and go, but their memories and their legacies, they last a lifetime. And Ron has left his mark on our community. And I hope he left a mark on your life as well, because he did mine. It seems like on any given day, no matter what we do, we're hit with situations that challenge us, questions for our decisions, and blame for things outside our control. Despite that, we persevered. We continued supporting each other, helping each other along, moving each other forward, lending a shoulder to lean on, and a helping hand up. Yes, the challenges we faced made our work that much more important. And we focused on building up people, strengthening them, their families, their organizations, and their communities. It's been a year of coming together and strengthening our connection to each other through our civic commons, through our work in our MVP, through creating housing where blacks once stood, through our Council of Clergy, through our Making Good Neighbors, and so much more. Off script again. We mentioned our love and our support for our local delegation earlier, but I want to tell you I had the chance to go to the Capitol a lot this year. And I'm not going to show any favoritism, but I'll tell you 2 young ladies that represented us this year, Ms. Tangi Herring and Dr. Anissa Jones. They did a great job. They were the people in Atlanta that everyone was talking about when I went there. And you know why? Because they learned how to work across the aisle. They had that energy about them. They had that work about them. That's what we have to do each and every day. We have to continue to do what we're doing at my church right now. It's called revival. And I appreciate the work that they all do, but those particular ladies there made an impression on people in Atlanta so much that they would call me to tell me that. I appreciate Representative Herring reading the resolution just a moment ago. What she didn't tell you is she carried the bill that will allow our seniors, beginning at age 65, 75, and 85, to not have to pay school taxes or county property taxes if you vote so in November of this year. So, Tangi, I want to appreciate you for that. I also want to just touch real quickly on the MVP, because my speech is really short. Luis, you talk a lot longer than I am, and I get paid to do this job, right? So I want to talk about the MVP program. So last year, did you know, although we had a number of homicides, it was the least amount of homicides we had in almost a decade. Now, something to celebrate, but also it's something that not to be celebrated because you want 0. And then just early on in January and February, we had a rough few months, right, Sheriff? We had a rough few months. I'll tell you the number in February was 9. How do I know that? Because that's 9 calls I got from our coroner. That's 9 times too many. But what does a leader do? What does the leadership team do? They remain consistent and steadfast. They don't do any knee-jerk reactions. We don't start closing everything down. We don't do curfews. We do what we've been doing that's been tried and true, and that's do our MVP program. Now, I want to knock on wood. We're at day 40 now without a homicide, and that's something we can be proud about. And I hope we can go 40 more days and 40 more nights without a homicide. That is what it's about. It's about having the leadership in the right place at the right time with the right vision, and I believe we have that, and we have the right team. So this, through it all remains focused on people. It's always a bit of a struggle to stand before you and say, this is where we are. This is the state of our community. You know, it's always a great state of our community in Macon-Bibb County. Because we're ever changing and always moving forward. We are more than just a moment. We are more than just today. What we did yesterday, last week, last year, is nothing more than another step forward where we can be, where we deserve to be, and yes, where we will be. That's not to diminish what each of us has done and the successes that's been celebrated. Those are great moments worthy of recognition, and we should do that. But we move past them now, and we're in a place where we can have to ask, now what? I know most of my staff can attest to that. Each day that I arrive, you know when I wanted things done, and that was yesterday. It never moves quick enough for me, but this is a government with a lot of red tape. But our people deserve it now, off script. So when I was on the school board, I remember working closely with Dr. Curtis Jones, and he said something that really struck me. And we were talking about finances, and a lot of times, you know, that's something that's very important. And we're talking about putting some equipment in Appling Middle School. And this equipment's not cheap. It's technology that once you put it in, it's there to stay. And I remember very distinctly talking to Dr. Jones about that. And I made the comment, along with some other people, well, Dr. Jones, we're going to be building a new Northeast Appling somewhere else. Why are we going to invest the money in the technology there for something that we're about to tear down? And those of you who know Dr. Jones know what he said. That child's only going to be in the 8th grade, 9th grade one time. It matters to them that they have the right technology, that they have a clean bathroom, they have a safe environment, that they have paint. And that's something that's always stuck with me. We have to remember that when we're making financial decisions, we always want to be prudent, but we always have to remember the person. And today we're not talking about a bunch of fancy projects and things, we're talking about people, and we're going to get back to that. One thing I can tell you that makes me especially proud, and here's the thing, this is Macon's moment. And we are seizing it. Thank you, Dr. Moffitt, for coming up with that phrase early this year, as you did, looking back. As another Macon native, you can hear the pride in your voice when you say it, you talk about it, and what the moment means to you. We, as a community, are resilient and always find a way to take every moment and every challenge presented to make the most of it, and we will continue to do that. Yes, this is Macon's moment, a time when we have truly made the effort to put aside our disagreements of the past, tear down those silos and kingdoms in who gets the credit or recognition, and recognize we're truly beginning to realize our potential. Off script. Getting the hang of it now, right? A true leader doesn't have to get credit. A true leader stands before this podium today and he recognizes everybody out in the audience. That's what a true leader does. Doesn't care who gets that credit. A true leader doesn't have to be at a press conference out front. doesn't have to get a photo op or a video. That's not a true leader. Most of the true leaders are these men and women right here that are working behind the scenes in our community. You won't see them, you won't hear from them, but we know they're there because they get the work done. Because we are all connected. It's not about what each of us does alone. It's the recognition that what each of us does impacts the other. And it all works together for every person in this room. And by the way, to the beautiful people in the audience upstairs, we appreciate you being here. So large this year that we went to the balcony again, so thank you for attending this year as well. So let's talk about some individuals and some groups that we have here that are doing a wonderful job. I don't know if you saw that good-looking young man walking up the stairs. I think it's Rosa Parks, but that's none other than our UDA fearless leader, Mr. Alex Morrison, and his lovely child, and his, of course, his bride that's sitting with him. The work of UDA. That's right, you can clap. The work that the Urban Development Authority needs to create a sense of place throughout this county directly helps folks like the Industrial Authority visit Macon, attract industries, businesses, and people to come to Macon. The work that Newtown Macon does with downtown businesses help create a great place for us to live and helps visit Macon and pitch us for locations for conferences and events. The work of the Industrial Authority helps provide jobs for our residents and gets more people to move here and to work here in Macon-Bibb County. You know, for the first time ever, and I know Stephen Adams is here, and he's a great leader we have in the Industrial Authority. We didn't know how many people actually were coming to Macon to work that actually lived in Macon that were at these businesses. And this year, I think the number might have been 68%, correct me if I'm wrong later, not in front of everybody. But 68% of the people working in these jobs that we provide incentives to, we provide good water to, Ms. Lucas over there, we provide all these things to, are now living in Macon. And you couldn't say that just a while back. The reason we're building this house is because people are choosing Macon. They're choosing to live here. They're choosing to be downtown. They're choosing to be in East Macon, South Macon, North Macon, East Macon, West Macon. They're choosing to be in Macon. That's a good problem to have. Visit Macon, attracting more and more people to visit here. Thank you, Gary Wheat. I know I saw you back there. A number that is at record highs, and continue to grow. Helps lower our property taxes and put more money in everyone's pockets. And by everyone's pockets, I'm talking about the citizens of Macon-Bibb County who've enjoyed that rollback. The work of the Chamber of Commerce gets people to choose Macon. And the work it does to support our new businesses. It helps our friends and families succeed and provides places for visitors to go. If you don't believe we have visitors from other places downtown, come here on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look at all the tags, and those parking meters out there. Thank you very much, Alex Morrison. Look at all those cars from all over the place, right? Helping to turn that cycle, to keep those jobs going, to keep people working, to keep our community growing. You know, the work of our schools is preparing students to be successful at the collegiate level or in their careers. And those students will fill those jobs being created by small businesses and large industries. You know, we recognized some people just a moment ago. I see the first female president of Mercer University, Ms. Penny Elkins, right here. Thank you for being here today. Dr. Blake, I know you're a supporter, a sponsor of this event. You always come through. We appreciate you being here today. Ivan Allen, I've got you number 2 and 3 today. You know the reason, sir. Where you at? You're somewhere around here. Ivan Allen does a wonderful job of leading Central Georgia Technical School and our Board of Education. I love each and every one of you guys. We all have challenges. If you wasn't on the school board, you wouldn't have challenges, right? Every day you walk in there, when we continue to get less and less funding, and they come up with all these tricks to make sure that you don't get the money you deserve and expect us to highly educate a kid in this community, right? Those are the challenges you're going to continue to have. And we need everybody to get behind it and support it. And that's what you do. We appreciate all the work that you do. You're preparing those kids for the next level. You know, we can't keep bringing all these jobs in, and they've done a great job, $1.2 billion worth of investment, 1,300 to 1,500 retained and new jobs. We need some people to fill those jobs. And it comes from the great work that College and Career Academy that Cassandra Washington is doing. It comes from that manufacturing pathway that we hooked up with the school system, the Industrial Authority, and the Chamber of Commerce to do. It takes people working together. Let's talk about the blight fight. And that name sometimes, Ms. Blight couldn't be here today. Many of you know she's got more important things to do today. And we're praying for her and her family. She got mad because I called her fight white because she's white, but it's a positive thing in Macon-Bibb County, right? We tore down about 800 dangerous structures from neighborhoods, creating opportunities for better housing, more green space, and stronger communities. You know that makes neighborhoods safer and more attractive for people to live in? The work of the Macon Housing Authority, the Affordable Housing Fund, and Habitat for Humanity is creating more housing for people and helping families become strong homeowners. While we're on housing, I want to make sure that I recognize our code enforcement. I know I've seen several of you guys there. Please stand up and be recognized. We appreciate you guys being here today. You can stand up. Thank you. JT, I see you over there in the corner. I appreciate you. Our fire department, I don't know if you got recognized a while ago, but if you did, stand up again. They've been asking me to be on that calendar they got, but I haven't. That was not a joke. They've asked me to be in that calendar to say a few words at the end. So I'm getting in shape like my good friend Jeremy Grissom. How you do that? Yeah. I'm going to be in there one day. No, I'm not going to be in there one day. Don't scratch that. You know, the work of the United Way, and I saw its leader here just a moment ago, organizations helps families and children who need us most, and they help get on a path forward to houses and jobs. The work of our Homeless Coalition, the Brookdale Resource Center that you saw in the video, and other partners help people get into safe, stable housing that we're building now. The work of our MVP partners is reaching out directly to people in our communities and providing mentor programs, health services for mental health, and other programs, making our entire community safer. On page 11, if you're keeping notes. Oh, did we mention repaving roads? They said 80 when that was filmed, but we're at 100 now, right? My goal is 160. All right, that's right, you can clap for that. So if we were doing 8 miles a year, and we're going to do 160 miles this year, how many years of roads are we paving in 1 year? There we go. One of my Southwest Patriot people over there, I know that's what it was. Yeah, 20 years of roads in 1 year. People said it couldn't be done, and people are still hoping it won't get done, right? And what did I say when I made that announcement at City Hall just a few months ago? I think it was last summer. I forgot to tell my staff, by the way, when I made that statement. I said, we're going to pave 20 years of roads in just 1 year. They said, you said what? 20 years of roads in just 1 year. But right after that, I said, and guess what people are going to do? My wife can tell you. Not going to put her on the spot, though. People are still going to complain about paving roads. You know what somebody called me this morning and say? Mayor Miller, I'm out here in Isella, Georgia, and I'm behind a truck filled of asphalt, and my son's got to go to school with Rutland. What you going to do about it? I said, what did you say? I said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it. Tomorrow you're going to go a different route. And by Wednesday, they're supposed to finish that job. And then you're going to have a smooth road to drive on. Right? So you see how we got progress, but we got some challenges. And you got some great things happening for our community, but yet someone's not so quite happy about it. Now you're a mayor, right? You're our staff. What I say before, this is Macon's moment. Again, all that work has been connected through all of this. One common factor is people. We're not focused on buildings and storefronts and amphitheaters and recreation centers and parks and mental health programs and housing and jobs and mentorships only. Well, maybe we focus on roads just a little bit. We're focused on people. All that represents people, on our neighborhoods, our community. It's our realization and understanding and our connectivity that all this is possible, and we're truly able to seize that moment. Page 12. I think Jessica's coming up here, isn't she? All right. Once seized, we move on past the moment and ask, now what? Now what? Now what needs to be done, and what can we do about it? While we can look back at what we've accomplished together, the past 5 years, and how the past year has brought us closer together and strengthened our families and neighborhoods, we must not get caught up in talking about yesterday or even today. We must continue looking forward at the road in front of us. We must see where we're going, keep the speed up, and be ready for the challenges that we're going to face, and they're going to come. All challenges are not created in Macon-Bibb County, right? Some are created in Washington, D.C. Some are created in Atlanta, Georgia. But we must deal with them accordingly, and we will deal with them accordingly. Yes, there's much more to build. There's more blight to remove, and there's more businesses that we have to support. There are more events and festivals to attend. There are more jobs to be created, and there's a national park to create. Oh yeah, there's more roads to pave as well. But more importantly, there are people who need us. There are families to support, and the time to do that has never been any better. Off script. London Rogers, are you here today? Where's Miss London Rogers? That's our Miss Macon team right there, guys. Congratulations. I see your mama right beside you smiling. Back on script. And the time to do this has never been better. I think this may be the last time I get to say this. Maybe the next to last. This is Macon's moment. I want to be very direct here, as I often do. The next few years, you can read between the lines, are paramount on our ongoing success and the decisions we make and how we face our challenges to set the direction for our community and our region for decades to come. We may have to fight harder to make those things happen, because there are people who want nothing more than to see us fail. Not because they want Macon to fail, but they personally want us to fail. But I'm telling you right now, I will fight harder for the future of Macon-Bibb County. This isn't about personalities to me, but it is personal to me. I like that so much I sound like a preacher when you say it one more time. This isn't about personalities to me, but it is personal to me. This is my home. This is my family's home. This is your home, and this is our home. Last page, my friends. We are Macon, and this is our moment. Are you ready to seize it? Thank you. It's a great day to be in Macon-Bibb County.
This is Macon's moment, y'all. Thank you, Mayor Miller and our Bibb County government for your consistent leadership and bold commitment to our community. I'm Jessica Walden, President and CEO of your Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce, and here our chamber stands today as your host and proud partners in the progress of Macon-Bibb and our greater Central Georgia region. The vision of our chamber is for Macon to be the most vibrant and prosperous place to do business. And we know that in order to do this, none of us can do it alone. That's why we are greater together. Those two words that drive our community as we work collaboratively in our community. When public leadership, private investment, and community vision align, we create the conditions for lasting success. Every new job created, every business supported, every family that puts down roots here, that's the result of us working together. So today, as we look ahead, let's set our sights on getting there. To build on the groundwork laid by our mayor's leadership, to continue striving to make Macon the most vibrant and prosperous place to do business, we are excited to publicly announce our latest strategic initiative, Choose Macon 2030. Choose Macon 2030 is our community's next bold step forward, a 5-year, $4.5 million investment in the people, talent, and opportunities that define Macon's future. This is not just a campaign, it is a commitment to attracting and retaining the talent our businesses need to grow, a commitment to creating an advanced manufacturing pathway along the Macon-Bibb Industrial Authority in our school system for our students to see their future right here in Macon-Bibb, a commitment to ensuring that when people are choosing where to live, work, and build their lives, they choose Macon. Through Choose Macon 2030, we will expand workforce development strategies, strengthen employer partnerships, support income-aligned housing solutions, and elevate Macon's story. We are doing what Macon does best, recognizing talent, attracting talent, and taking care of talent. Just look at the history here. Look at the history of talent in this very room, or your boardroom, or your plant, your storefront, your volunteer meeting, your neighborhood, and in very much within our own school system. I am proud to share that this work is already underway. Behind me, you will see the leaders and organizations who have already stepped forward, those who believe in this vision and have made early commitments to move Macon forward. These are the businesses and individuals who understand that investing in Macon is investing in our shared future. And this is just the beginning. As Mayor Miller's walkout song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers alluded to be a part of the wave can't stop. Because Choose Macon 2030 is not about a few, it's about all of us. It's about every business that needs talent, every family looking for opportunity, every student deciding where they belong, every meaningful job that can change generations to come. So today I come with you with an ask. I'm asking you and your business to make a difference in the Choose Macon 2030 movement. Right now, you're going to see a QR code that will take you today to the site to directly support this initiative found on choosemacon.com. There you can learn more, get involved, and make your mark on the future of Macon. Together, we have built this momentum, and even greater, we're shaping what's next. When we choose Macon, we are ensuring that Macon is not just a place that people come from, but a place that we choose again and again. Your chamber is here to help you and others choose Macon. We provide that connection. If you haven't already, please consider joining us, nearly 800 businesses strong. Thank you to the many businesses here today who are part of our chamber. Let's give them a round of applause. Please help me in thanking our program participants who are making their mark on Macon, our partners in the Mayor's office. Thank you, Mayor's office. Our presenting sponsor, Cadence Bank. Bruce, thank you for those kind words. Our additional sponsors, some of the best businesses, economic developers, and community organizations in the world. Without them, we could not pull off this Momentum program every year, so thank these businesses and organizations and support them. Give them a round of applause, too. I want to personally say thank you to my table today. It obviously has some chamber representation on it, but Colonel Stone, Colonel Hemphill, it is an honor to join you today. It is a particular honor for me to be joined by Mercer's first female president, Dr. Penny Elkins, a highlight of this year. And husband, it was nice to have lunch with you today for a change. Luis, I'll get to you in a minute. Thank you to our Taste of Macon Road participants, all of these local restaurants who are part of our chamber, and we're so grateful for the flavor they added to our community. Did we get some good food to eat today? My husband was so good, he makes sure I have a slaw dog waiting for me when I get done from New Way. Thank you to Jill Faulkner for gracing us with your talent and the national anthem. We're so proud of you and the impact the Otis Redding Center for the Arts is having on our community. Special thanks to Team Oakview for their hospitality and support and letting us have this here today. Thank you to our chamber ambassadors, the best volunteers that you will find in this community. If you're an ambassador, raise your hand. We love y'all. And of course, thank you to our chamber board of directors. We have quite a big one, and you saw them stand earlier, but I have to have special thanks to our chair, Luis Fonseca. You did an awesome job. I'm still going to give you an A on that. You did so great, and like Bruce said, I mean, he has been fast-tracked in this leadership role, and he is yet to say no yet, so thank you so much. And then, of course, this is where I like to get really loud, this mighty chamber team that we have, our staff who worked so hard to pull this program off year after year. They are the hardest working team in businesses, show business. Wave your hands. Renita Patterson, who's back here. Jennifer Bronner, who Friday celebrated 20 years with us at the Chamber of Commerce. J.R. Olive, Rebecca Holler, Jen Marshall, Alex Mason, Sherry Singleton, Reed McClain, and Zenobia Mentor. You did it. We're going to have margaritas after this. I hope that you get to leave here choosing Macon and feeling inspired and experiencing this moment that we are having as a community. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep choosing Macon. Thank y'all.